Okay, I'm live. Welcome to TikTok. Welcome. Welcome to TikTok. Now, interestingly, there are some things that most people don't know. And we'll be going over lots of them tonight. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Now, I know for those of you who are noobs, as the kids say these days, you're going to be shocked to find out that the government, they lied to us. I know. It could be the first time ever that this has happened. The government actually lied to us. And I'm going to go over why, how, when, where, most importantly, what. We'll talk about all that good stuff shortly. Waiting for a few more people to jump on here. I just started a live stream at 7-ish, as I tend to do. More likes attract more viewers. Keep it up. Oh, that's not for me. That's for you. Will lose their subscription benefits soon. Great to be on here with you, man. Yeah, I don't think that was a full sentence. Will lose their subscription benefits soon. I'm not sure who you were talking to or what you were talking about, actually. Don't know. But thanks for commenting. Look what I have. Lots of these bad boys. Got a whole bunch of these. This, by the way, is about $600 worth. Now, if you had purchased these in about 2000, it would be $60 worth. Whoa. Now it's 600. Happy birthday. Well, thank you. I assume you're paying it forward since my birthday isn't for a few months, but January 14th, for those of you who care. For those of you who want to send me big, expensive, shiny Christmas or birthday presents, this is also silver. See how thick that is? Remember the other night, I showed you guys what, here we go, what $10 worth of silver looks like. It looks like that. See how thin that is? See the difference? This is not $10 worth of silver. This is actually about $340 worth of silver now. And that's $340 worth of silver. And that's $340 worth of silver. So you got just about $1,000 right here. It's kind of cool. How much for each coin? You're looking at about, if I had to guess, $33, $34 right now. I haven't looked it up since the close, so I don't know what silver is at. But you know what? Since I'm in the silver business, I should probably look that up. Let's do that right now. Boom. And silver is at, $31.40. Okay. It's had a good day. It's had a good year. Year to date, up 30%. Over the last 12 months, it's up 41%. And over the last 5 years, it's up 80%. So for those of you who think that silver is like old-fashioned and only your grandma and grandpa should have it, 80% in 5 years is pretty damn good. That's pretty good. Let's see. Let's check out gold. Let's talk about gold for just a second. I don't talk about gold too much because gold's done its thing. It's gonna go up. There's no question. But as far as like how much more, it could go up by another 300%. Over the last 5 years, it's done 77%, almost as good as silver. But that's why I'm in silver, the silver fox. I like that. I can live with that moniker. All right. You got plenty of people joining. That's good. That makes me happy. That makes me very happy. All right, let's see. Let's go to Zero Hedge, see what they say about CPI. Headline inflation. It's bullshit. It's all BS. But you know what? It's a good starting place. We'll start with headline and we'll watch them revise it up. But even when they didn't revise it up, it still went up. Yeah, inflation's still going up. So what does that mean? Well, that means that all of the suffering that all those rate hikes put us through didn't do a damn thing, except, of course, destroy the job market. They crushed the labor market. And when I say they crushed the labor market, I know you're thinking, well, wait, Big and Corn Fed, they just came out with new labor numbers and the labor numbers were great. Well, that's the big lie. They added 785,000 jobs in a month. What? 150,000 is good. Friend request. Was it you? No. I don't do that. So if somebody requested it, and if it's not Big and Corn Fed, if it's Big and Corn Fed -2 or whatever, that's an imposter. And there are a lot of people pretending to be me, which if you told me that when I was a teenager, I would have said, I can't even get a date. What are you talking about? I just want a girlfriend. Yeah, I was kind of a shy nerd in high school. Let's see. Is Gavin Newsom hoping Kamala Harris loses the election? Given his naked ambition and historical disdain for Harris, don't be surprised. Ooh, that's interesting. Disinformation isn't the problem. Government cover-ups and censorship are the problem. Yeah, well, like I said, the 785,000 jobs that they just added, those weren't added. Those were not real. That's the problem. I'm switching off there we go. All right, I switched off my Wi-Fi, and the reason I do that is because my Wi-Fi is laggy as hell in my office. I'm going to have to fix that. But the key here is that the 785,000 jobs they just created makes you kind of wonder. It's like, well, wait a minute. You just told us just a few weeks ago that you screwed up. The Bureau of Labor Statistics accidentally, air quotes, accidentally overestimated new jobs by 818,000 jobs. And those jobs didn't really exist. And so they had to revise it down. Okay, well, what kind of jobs were those? Those were all private sector jobs. Jobs like, small businesses, manufacturing, services, the stuff we need to have an economy. Okay, well, that sucks. Since going back 48 months, native-born Americans have literally lost jobs, about 1.5 million jobs, while people that were not born in this country, non-native-born workers, have gained 3.5 million jobs. It's the only reason that we have any job creation at all is for illegal immigrants, mostly. Now, some of these people do have passports and they're here legally on visas, but a lot of them aren't. So the problem we've got with this new jobs thing is, and it's interesting that it's almost the same number. Like, oops, we screwed up. There's 818,000 jobs that don't really exist. But then they come out a few weeks later and they go, oh, wait a minute. But we do have 785,000 jobs that we created. That's the second highest number since World War II. Where did you get all these jobs? Well, they're all government jobs. Government jobs? Wait, but you're making it sound like that's good for the government, for the country. It's not. 785,000 jobs. How do those people get paid? Tax dollars. They're actually debt. They're not helping the GDP. They're sucking away from the GDP. They're government, which means two things. Number one, they're paid to enforce regulations, most of which kill small businesses, the backbone of the country. And then the other thing, of course, is that government jobs are all fantastic paying jobs. The average government job pays $90,000 a year. Whoa, that's huge. It's actually 93,000, but I rounded down to be fair to the government. That's tax money. Every single one of those people earns money from your tax dollars, and you're paying them to stifle small businesses. Ooh, that doesn't smell good to me. Now I'm going to go to debtclock.org because there's a small problem that people don't seem to be figuring out here, and it's this. Headline number, 35 trillion. Remember we just broke 35 trillion? Okay, well guess what? It's 35 trillion 692 million now. We're almost at 36 trillion. I know, we just broke 35 trillion. What, a month ago? And now we're almost at 36 trillion. Whoa. Like, we are spending money like crazy. But, of course, FEMA's broke because, well, as we just saw, the press secretary for the White House got caught today because she said on October 4th, and I watched it with my own eyes, so it's not misinformation. She said, FEMA does not give money to illegal migrants. And then somebody found the clip where she said that Joe Biden has authorized FEMA to give money to any locality that requests it for aid with migrants. Which one of these things is true? Because she's either lying or she's lying. And so now FEMA has no money for actual American citizens. But we do have $8 billion that we can send to Israel. And another, what was it, $8 billion that we were sending to Ukraine. You guys help me out with that one because I don't remember. Shared the live. Oh, share the live. Encourage more viewers to share. Huh. Who has to pay this back? Well, of course you do. Oh, Joe, you got me again. You're right. What is going on? Uh-oh. I'll just hold it. How's that? Let's put it right here. Can you see it? Yes. Put it right in front of my Twinkies. No, I'm never going to eat them. I bought them as a science experiment. I'm going to have them for the rest of my life. And on my deathbed, I'm going to say, get the great grandkids in here. We're going to have those fucking Twinkies now. And they'll probably taste exactly the same way. Henry, you have good eyesight, my friend. You spotted my tequila? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me adjust my camera. Come on. Adjust. There we go. There's the tequila, baby. Lots of tequila. Why do I have lots of tequila? Well, number one, I've been known to drink tequila every once in a while. Not a lot, though. But I also know that if things go badly in the economy, gold and silver will make you wealthy. If things go really, 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 really badly, alcohol and tobacco, those will be your number one bartering tools. Yeah, that's a fact. It's true. Hey, I just realized you can't see my cactus down there. All right, well, it's going up here. I'll have to put that in front of the assume I know everything, because I don't actually know everything. Oh, by the way, the reason I brought up debtclock.org, for those of you who are wondering, no, it's not almond oil. What do I think about Bitcoin? I don't think about it at all anymore. It was absolutely my favorite. Like, I thought of it as a new beginning for sort of the digital world. It is digital gold and silver. It is absolutely the greatest leap forward in monetary understanding in the last 5,000 years, literally, since gold and silver became money. And the reason I say that is because it's not centralized. Whenever you have a decentralized currency where it doesn't matter what my government says or what your government says, wherever you are in the world, we as human beings have agreed that this is worth a specific amount. And wherever you go in the world, it's worth that much. Now, take on top of that the fact that if I'm walking around with gold and silver in my pockets, you know it. If I'm walking around with $100 billion in Bitcoin in my pocket, well, it's not in my pocket. It's in my noodle. And I'm the only one that knows the pin to access that. And as long as I know that number, nobody else knows how much money I have. And that anonymity is huge, because the reality is this: the government does not have the right, the God-given right, to take money away from me. They don't. Now, they do it all the time. They do it to everybody. But that's only because we were too lazy to fight it. If we had fought against income taxes, which, by the way, just popped up right when the central bank popped up, the Federal Reserve, funny how they went hand in hand, hand in glove, peas and carrots. Yeah, well, somebody's got to pay for that debacle, and it's going to be us. By the way, the defense budget, I speak this language. Why are 10th ounces so high each? They're paying the ass to make. That's all. And so they know that they can charge more for them. I invested in Iraqi dinar was worthless. Yeah, it's worthless pretty much, because the government, when you invest in another country's currency, you're investing in that country. Look at what we did to Iraq. There is no Iraq left. It's just nothing. There's nothing there. It's just basically a failed state full of pirates, and that's it. And then the poor people who have been there all along, feel bad for them. But yeah, back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is based on the idea that blockchain is unbreakable. And I would tend to agree with that. If there is an internet, no Bitcoin. That's the problem. 151 cybersecurity experts from around the world all agreed that before 2025, there would be a catastrophic cyber attack. Well, what does catastrophic mean? Does that mean they're going to take down the internet? So are they going to take down the internet for the entire world, or just the United States? Or are they only going to cyber attack banks? We don't know. But when somebody like Bill Gates says, oh yeah, there's definitely going to be a catastrophic cyber attack, and then some weirdo like Klaus Schwab from the World Economic Forum says there will definitely be a catastrophic cyber attack in the next 12 months, it's like, why are all these people so sure? Like, why were they so sure that there was going to be a pandemic? They said there would be, and well, there was. Some people know more than other people, if you know what I mean. That makes your Bitcoin completely worthless. Well, you can say that Bitcoin is smoke and mirrors, but what's the American dollar? 97% of American dollars are digital. Only 3% of the United States currency is actually in the form of this crap. Forgot I had those in there. I thought I was going to pull out $1. I got a few of them. I got a whole bunch of them. Well, that's awesome. Wow. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. I guess I could afford a haircut. I just don't want one. Anyway, let's see. I got to put my glasses back on. You can tell you're not married because you have money in your wallet. That's true. And you can tell that all of my daughters are grown, because I have 4 daughters. And when I had 4 daughters, there's no money in there, ever. Well, I shouldn't say it like that. I've probably spent over $1,000 on daughters this month so far. And that's, hey, Dad, my car won't start. All right, let's get you a new battery. Hey, Dad, this happened. Hey, Dad, that happened. Oh, I broke my phone. Can you get me a new phone? Yes, I can get you a new phone. Oh, they're $1,000 a piece. I forgot about that. Yeah. 4 daughters. That's a lot. That's a lot of daughters. And, the thing is, could I say no? Yeah, hypothetically I could. I don't think I've ever said no to my daughters. So, I think I could if I wanted to. I just never want to. Oh, what was I saying about debtclock.org? 3 daughters. That's a good amount. It's a good start. Keep going. My oldest is almost 40 and my youngest is 11. My son, he's the 5th one. Let's see. The national debt's 35 trillion. And that's what we're led to believe is such a big problem, right? I mean, can we all agree that $35.69 trillion is the problem? That we've got this enormous amount of debt, and that's the issue, right? It's not. It's not the issue at all. This is nothing. Let me tell you where we're really at, okay? And I hope you're sitting down. Oldest is 41. Annie, your picture makes you look like you're a teenager. I have 4 daughters too. They are amazing. Yep, you know what? Oh, look, kids are awesome. I don't, it doesn't matter. Girls, boys, it used to be like, oh, I want to have a boy. I want to have a boy. When I had a daughter, it was exactly what God had to give me at that point because I was so fucking tightly wound and so like just always like ready to snap. PTSD, I drank, I was uptight all the time, go, make more money, that kind of thing. And then I had a daughter. And it's like the first time your daughter laughs at you or smiles at you, that's it. You're done. Like there's no hard ass anymore. You go from former Marine to big old, dancing around in the living room like a fucking clown and having the best time of your life because every time you do something stupid or pretend to run into a door on accident, your kid starts cracking up and it's the funniest thing they've ever seen. I mean, it's the best thing ever. It's the coolest thing you could ever get. But let's get back to this debt clock thing because this is very interesting. What is an unfunded liability? Oh, I froze. There. I'm not frozen now. What is an unfunded liability? Well, first of all, let's talk business, okay? Yeah, I know you guys are the smartest TikTokers in the world. So there's no central point of failure for the internet, so Bitcoin is safe. Ruben, are you kidding? There's no central point of, it's called electricity. Electricity. OEM, no. Orchestral maneuvers in their OMD. They sang a song about electricity way back in the 80s, before you guys were born. Until power go out. Exactly. Yeah. So, there is a central point. But let's talk about this. If I said to you that on your balance sheet you have assets or you have what? XRP would disappear with the internet as well. Just like your credit cards won't work, your bank card won't work, gas pumps won't work. They're all on the internet, right? Assets and liabilities, right? Okay, so a liability would be a debt. Can we agree that it's a debt? A liability is a debt. Like you have assets which you've paid for and they're worth a certain amount of money, and then you have these liabilities which are debt. Okay. We don't do that in the United States. You see, we say that the national debt right now is 35.69 trillion. But is it really? Because we have another category. And here it is. I'm going to read this directly off of debtclock.org because they are completely right. Unfunded liabilities. What are the total unfunded liabilities? Well, they are $102 trillion, $231 billion. Let that sink in. Now, our national debt is 35 trillion, and we're dying because of it. It's 120% of GDP, and no country except Japan has ever survived that. And Japan does not look real good right now. XRP runs without power. How? How does that happen? How do you have a digital currency without power? It doesn't make sense. Huh. XRP is physical, it's not digital. Well, that's a funny thing, Cat's Eye. We're not actually about to implode. We are imploding right now. That's what we're seeing. You have to remember, a train wreck happens a lot slower than a car crash. A car crash is, hit, comes to a stop, it's over. A train wreck takes sometimes minutes to unfold because it's such a big, massive piece of machinery. Imagine a train wreck that has 150 million cars. That would take years to unfold. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that we've gone past the point of no return, and we can't fix that. Now, we can survive it, but only under very, very, very specific circumstances. You have to do very, very specific things. Banking in virtual reality. Banking in virtual reality. You were without power, but you had virtual reality. I thought virtual reality was part of the internet. Huh. What's happening? Don't worry, Troy. All right, so what have we learned today? Well, we've learned that we have 102 trillion, $231 billion in actual debt. I'm not done. That's different than the 35.69 trillion. So when you put them together, or the 35.69 trillion, yeah, I think that's what I said. So then you take 35, add it to 102, and you've got 137 there. And then you take the 692, you add it to the 231. Let's just call it 800 billion. So you've got 137 trillion, 800 billion. And it is going up by hundreds of thousands of dollars per second. There you go. $100,000 bills last time to print lots of money. No, Troy, I don't know if Troy's, Troy, no, I don't think Troy's bought anything. Oh, look at that. You got censored, heathen. Will the real Martin Grant please stand up? Nope, because then my crotch would be right about eye level. And that just seems like that would get me banned immediately. And yes, I am wearing pants. The dollar is done. Yes. Zimbabwe. Yes. By the way, heathen, that actually has a little eye with the line through it. Nobody can see that. Apparently, they don't like you tonight. And when I say they, I mean the AIs. Zimbabwe. What's your recommendation now? The only thing that you can do. There's literally nothing else to do. Look, I didn't pick to be in the silver bullion business. I'm not a bullion dealer on accident. I was very, very specific about this. This is what I do for a living. Because in 2000, I was doing numismatic coins, which is a rich man's game, and I had very wealthy clients, and I was selling a lot of coins, making a lot of money in that business. And I saw the writing on the wall and said, I better get out of this rich man hobby toy business, and I'd better get into something very, very real. And I looked at real estate and went, oh no, that ain't going to be it. So that's it. Where should I sell my silver? Well, that depends. If you're absolutely sure that you've only got a week left, you can go to a bank and sell it. But if you aren't dying of something, don't sell it. You would be crazy to sell it before it goes up. Physical gold, silver and gold only. What's the best ROI, gold or silver? Absolutely silver, always, no question. There's no question that silver always beats gold. Now, Gold is much, much higher than silver as far as a ratio right now, and that will correct. So either gold comes down because we get a really tight fiscal monetary policy, we cut all of the departments in the government that don't do anything, and we tighten up our belts, and we only spend maybe a couple $1 billion a year. Does anyone think that that's even possible? So far this year, we've spent $933 billion on defense. $933 billion. That's almost $1 trillion on defense. On Social Security, we've spent $1,483 billion. On Medicare, we've spent $1,800 billion. This is what we owe. These are numbers that are absolutely stunning. Now, the interest on our debt, just the interest that we have to pay every single year to borrow money from other countries to stay afloat, is about to hit $1 trillion per year. It's $964,691,000,000 every year that we're paying in interest. Now, what does that mean? That means that you and I are giving $1 trillion to foreign governments in the form of interest because they loaned us money 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. And now we're paying $1 trillion a year. We don't owe them anything. That's called war. That's war. When you take hundreds of trillions of dollars from other nations around the world and they invest it with you because they think that it's the safest place in the world to put their money, and then you don't pay it back, you have 85-90% of the population of planet Earth. And by the way, we're only 5% of the world's population in this country. We control 50% of the wealth, and we account for 50% of the garbage in the world, waste, even though we're 5% of the world's population. Alienate the other 95% of the world's population, this country will cease to exist overnight. I don't give a shit how many nukes we have. Because if you can't do trade with other countries, you're done. Especially now that we have gutted our own country. We've taken all of the most important jobs in this country and shipped them over to the countries that have loaned us all this money. So yeah, we do owe them. We owe them our entire system of government and our entire country right now. We are literally beholden to the Chinese, the Japanese, the Saudis, the Germans, the French, and the United Kingdom. They bought all of our debt. It depends. If they're silver and they're from other countries and it's just silver coins, I'd keep them. For now. Look, if you already own them, trading them in is going to be a pain in the ass. I wouldn't do it. Now, if you said to me, hey, look, I want to buy 15,000 ounces. I just had a guy bought 15,000 ounces. And he said, look, I really like Canadian maple leaves. And I said, look, man, you do not want to own 15,000 of those right now. Because if they decide that they want to confiscate foreign currency, not specifically gold and silver, but foreign currency in order to fight terrorism and child trafficking and pedophiles and drug dealers, you know, they always use the same mantra. These are the people that we're doing this to. Now, yeah, it affects all of your freedom and all of your security and all of your safety and all of your privacy. But since you guys are the good people, it really isn't a problem. It's these people, this little tiny percentage of people that we're going after. Yeah, we've got to take away all your rights, but it's just happenstance that it works that way. So I wouldn't suggest that you go out and buy 200 gold maple leaves right now. I can get you beautiful 4.9 fine gold bars or gold coins that are not government issue from another country. If the U.S. economy collapses, will the Western nations? Okay, that's part of it. I'll remember you said that part. What I don't understand is how do we owe other countries when we can print as much as we want? That is the problem. The more we print, the less each one's worth. So that's been our plan all along. That's what we've done. Right now, the price of silver is about $31. What was it? What did I just say a little while ago? Hold on, I'll tell you, because I just looked it up. I can't believe I don't remember. 31.44. That's the ask, and that is on the big markets. If you go to any coin place, it'll be somewhere in there. The bid and ask will probably be pretty tight too. Oh no, man, anything but love him. Yeah, that's why they had jubilees, debt forgiveness, all that stuff. Right. And of course, that might be what the Bible says, but just because 78% of the people in this country identify as Christians doesn't mean they are. Come on. Look, I can say that I'm a zebra. I'm even wearing stripes. Does that make me a zebra? 7 years debt forgiveness. Right. 7 years debt forgiveness is for creditors, which, by the way, doesn't happen anymore, because after 7 years, or about 6.9 years, the people who own your debt sell it to another debt collector. And when they buy it, they say that it's a new debt to them, and then they keep going after you. And you have to get an attorney involved to get them to stop. 31 silver is the spot price. Debt clock has at around 680 per ounce. Well, I mean, it could, I'm not going to argue with debt clock, because these guys, I've been using them now since 1989, I believe, was the first time I went there. And they've been spot on about a lot of things, and that's the price that it should be, based on the amount of money in the world, based on a lot of things, based on the values of other things. And if you guys watched my video, and by the way, we have no foreign, we have 21,000 of silver eagles and some buffaloes. Also, Jeff, yeah, absolutely, that's fine. What commission should you be paying on silver? Not much, a very small amount. That's why you call me. My number's in my bio. Call me, because I literally will get you silver cheaper than APMEX or JM Bullion or SD Bullion or any of those guys, because I'm a wholesaler for all of them. I literally am a wholesaler for all those guys, all the biggest dealers in the country. I have gone through all the rigmarole of signing up and becoming a wholesaler for them, but I just don't have the overhead they have. So their attitude is like, well, how much of a bite am I going to take out of their billions of dollars a month in sales? Not much. So they don't mind that I come on here and kick their ass on price, because I'm helping them sell silver, and that'll change. Silver is getting tighter and tighter. I just went on APMEX yesterday, and I said, hey, I want to buy some silver rounds, and they were like, okay, but we can't ship them till at least the end of the month. Wait, APMEX is the largest wholesaler in the country and the largest retailer. You can't ship me silver right now? Like, you got a great price on it, but you can't ship it? Oh, that's not a pretty sign. Let's see, rate. Can you do better rate than Kemp? I guarantee I can, whoever that is. I've never even heard of Kemp. Yeah, physical gold and silver only. ETFs, I mean, look, if you just want to play the market, like if you have gold and silver and you got a closet full of it, and you want to just have fun and play around with the, the ups and the downs, and you understand, MACD or Bollinger Bands or RSI or the 200-day moving average and all the shit that you need to understand to trade technicals, then sure, jump in there. See if it's overbought, if it's oversold, whatever it is, and play that up and down, back and forth, while you have that physical safety sitting in your closet. That's the key. By the way, if you guys can like and subscribe, that is awesome. I am this close to 120,000 subscribers. And because I pissed off TikTok and the algorithm, I stayed at 118 for a year. 118,000 subscribers for a year. It didn't go up at all. I didn't gain a single subscriber. Yes, I posted hundreds of videos, and yes, they got thousands of likes and lots of people click subscribe, but for some reason, TikTok just didn't let me get over 118. And now I'm at, maybe I'm at 118.9. So maybe I'm, whatever. They aren't super fond of me on this platform, but whatever. That's life. That's why we have a guy close to home. Okay, if he's selling you silver at a buck over, then a buck over spot, a buck 50 over spot, then cool, do that. Typically, if they have a retail store, they can't do that though. They gotta pay that. They gotta pay their rent. Yes, Bitcoin. Don't like it right now. I love it. Love the idea. Love the concept. Anonymity, decentralization, all that shit. But with all the imminent cyber attacks that we're looking at, that worries me a lot. Because look, what good is your Bitcoin if there's no internet to use it on? And when I say that, I don't mean permanently. Well, that's true. But unfortunately, on this platform, because I have, I'll tell you right now, on YouTube, I'm live streaming, and I have one person watching my live stream. One person on YouTube. Can you do me a favor and comment? That way I can see who you are. Give you a little shout out, because you're the only one I'm watching me on YouTube. You guys, on the other hand, when I get done with this, I'll look and I'll see that I had 5, 8, 10,000 viewers. That's huge. So that's the problem, is that I'm second. Bo Randall. You know what? You would have made a great Green Beret or Spec Op guy. I mean, he just sounds like an operator, doesn't he? Like, yeah, this job is a tough one. Odds of survival are 3.8%. But that's okay. We're sending Bo fucking Randall. By the way, that should be your middle name. Would I have to pay taxes to move to silver? Well, that depends on what you're moving to silver from. 166 watching. Oh, here. I thought you meant on YouTube. I was going to say, no, I got 3. Low IQ MF. Yeah, I'm not buying the low IQ, but the MF part. Okay. Anytime Fitness, Harrison, Arkansas. Now I have 2. Anytime Fitness. I'm a member. 401. Oh, you got a 401k. Well, it depends on your age. Talk to me. Tell me how old you are. Or, excuse me, how young you are. We love Trump. Do you love Trump? By the way, Mick, you got censored on that one, big boy. You see how that doesn't show up in the comments? That's because there's a little eyeball with a line through it. The algorithms don't like Trump or you right now. But if you say it again, it'll pop up. I guarantee you. Bob Berg. Vietnam. Oh, wait, you're from Vietnam. You live in Vietnam now. 63. Ooh, you're right on the edge, Guido. You're so close. I think 65 is when you can start pulling it out. You might have a tiny penalty, but to be honest with you, if you're in just some bullshit fund, I'd eat it. That's just me. That's not financial advice. I'm just saying that's what I would do, because I'm that worried about the next 12 months. Oh, see, it popped up. We love Trump. Everybody saw it at that time. No politics, please. Mooney's Creation. You're a creative guy or girl, Mooney. Sorry. Hard to say. Mooney's one of those gender neutral names. I don't mean that in a woke, weird way. I just mean like gender neutral. Cool. Breeze. Cool name. That's crazy that they would censor me because I'm voting for Trump. Let's see. I have to get out of the IUL account, reinvest into silver. Yes, you do. Yeah, please call me. Call me and I'll get you into silver, and I'll get you really good prices. And when I say really good prices, I don't want you to take my word for it. What I'm saying is we'll go on the internet, same time, and we'll look. And we'll say, and you'll say, yeah, I see that they're at 35. And that's if you buy 500 or more. And I go, okay, let's say you're buying 100, it'll be way over. And I say, okay, that's their price. Here's my price. And sometimes it's 50 cents cheaper. Sometimes it's $1.50 cheaper. And let's face it, every bit counts. If you're buying 10,000 rounds and I can save you $1.50, that's $15,000 difference for the exact same product. What the hell? 15,000? That's a good Friday night in Vegas. Maybe even Saturday. Well, yeah, Saturday morning too, because free buffet. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just messing with you. I could spend a whole weekend in Vegas for that much. Easily. Although I did just go to California with my son for a few days. That was expensive. I spent $300 a day on food, about the same on the hotel. So altogether, with all the surfing stuff that we bought, and the shorts, and the this and the that, and the t-shirts, and the all that shit, it was $1,000 a day, almost $1,000 a day. So luckily, it was only 4 days. Yeah, I know, right? Hope all is well. Yes, it is. Capital Currency. Ooh, I like that name. Capital Currency. Let's see, 59.5, no penalty on 401k if it's a Roth. Thank you, Wade. Wade Bob. I mean, San Diego. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I was thinking about spending the next summer out there if the world is still here, and I looked around and, man, because if I'm going to be in San Diego, I don't want to be in Lemon fucking Grove. I'm not going to be in Encinitas. I want to be right on the beach, and that's going to cost me a few $1,000s a month for a studio. I might still do it. I'm kicking it around, just for a couple months, just because when you've got a son, he's going to be 12 next year, so literally, he will spend 8 hours in the water if I let him. Like, he will not come out of the water all day long. And he just, goes out there and plays. He's got hell of an imagination. Well, the problem that I'm finding with the ranch is that I think there's a reason that they have 10-foot barbed wire all the way around the greenhouses and the warehouse itself, the work part of it. Well, I'm over 35. I'm over 50, actually. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? Yeah, it looks like Alamosa, the crime rate has skyrocketed in the last 2 years. I mean, gone up by like 93%. And Alamosa's 40 miles away. So it looks like, number one, it's the coldest part. That valley is the coldest part of Colorado by a long shot. 2 mountain ranges that are both snow-capped most of the year dump all the cold air every night down into that valley as the warm air rises. So you get cold wind. That's not fun. But then on top of that, it appears that everybody that's got a greenhouse, and there are some kick-ass greenhouses on this property, they're all surrounded by huge razor wire fences for a reason. But the owners did contact me. I think they're very, and that kind of worries me a little, that they are very willing to work with me. Very willing. So we'll see. In the last 5 years, the S&P has gone up by 95%, silver by 73. No, you're wrong. I will go on TradingView, and it's gone up by 5 years, 79.59%. So I think you can call that 80%. And the S&P has gone up by 95%. Okay. But the S&P has also gone down by 20% at one point. So it's quite a ride. The S&P does weird shit. I'll give you an example. Let's go to the S&P. Let's do that. Indices, S&P 500. And let's go back. Let's go back to, I don't know, 2000. It hit 1400. Okay? It hit 1456 on April 2nd, 2000. Do you want to know when it hit 1456 again? July 30th of 07. Do you want to know when it hit 1400 again? January 1st, 2013. See the problem with that? So between the year 2000 and the year 2013, it didn't make shit. It didn't make anything. Zero. Think about zero for 13 years. You want to play that game? Go for it. You can never lose with precious metals. Well, now that is a good point. Now, we did have a spike in precious metals back in 2011. But, again, you look over the last 20 years, it went from, let's see, I'll tell you exactly what it went from. Let's go to silver and all time. And what? No, all time. There we go. Okay, so in 2000, it was $5. And now it's $31.50. Now, we did have a spike in 2011, and that was because everybody was scared to death that there was going to be massive inflation. And then it came back down, all the way down to 13. And then it spiked up to 28 and came back down, and then went back up to 31. And I imagine we're on our way to somewhere in the $100, $150 range. And when it hits that, if it hits 150, I will be telling my clients, sell at least half of it. Sell it. Sell some of it. Use the money to go out and buy assets that are extremely undervalued. Now, the housing market, I can tell you the housing market's going to get its ass ripped off real soon. And for those of you who are like, well, how do you know that? I'm looking at, let's see, I'm looking at indices again. Let's look at the Dow. Oh God, the Dow looks terrible. Let's see. From 2007, you would have had to hold it again until 2013 just to break even. And by the way, it's interesting. It's way up there right now. Yeah, I'm not feeling it though, because the Dow Jones Industrial Average has the word industrial in it. Can you people help me by naming a good trusted silver source? Doug, me. What happens to the stock market when it crashes? It bounces back. Therein lies the opportunity. When is it going to crash? And when is it going to bounce back? Because more money is made in a down market than an up market. And if you have a reasonable certainty that you know when the market's going to crash, you can do things like put options, OEX, XMI, major market puts, and boom. Do I have links? Yeah, if you go to my bio, I've got my phone number in there and also my YouTube, and that's about it. I don't waste money on a website because I don't need a website. Just kind of like I don't need a vault. And the reason I don't need a vault is, see this? That's about all the silver I'm holding right now. Well, physically. I do own a lot more silver, but it's not in this city. It's not even in this state. And it is in a very secure location. So I am the trusted source. And yeah, by the way, you can also, you'll see some people on here, stick with me for a few days and you'll see people, thanking me for their silver and saying, oh yeah, I got the silver and I received it. And one guy will tell you, yeah, I got that last box and it was a mess. We tried a new way of packing it, and we won't say how much it was, but we can say that it was probably more than the weight limit for that box and the containers inside. And when he opened it up, yep, that's about what he did. He laughed out loud and said, holy shit, who packed this? Oh, Larry, how are you, buddy? Yeah, so there you go. I do actually deliver. Otherwise, if you go back and look, I've been doing this for 4 years now, nonstop, and making TikToks. If I didn't deliver it, people would be like, hey man, where's my gold? I couldn't do a live stream because people would be popping on here saying, "Hey, where's my gold? Why did you never send me my silver?" But there you go. Albie, how are you, buddy? I like Albie. He's cool. I'm glad you're in the country. I'm glad you're here. You can call me. We'll talk about that, or send me a text. He delivers. Well, now hold on there. Slow down there, Spanky. You know the rules. I only deliver if it's a big order. So I'm saying right now, because of the size, like the ridiculous size of some of these orders that are rolling in, we've gone from anywhere from 100 to 1,000 ounce, like normal order, to all of a sudden between 5 and 20,000 ounces. So let's say that if you're over about 7,000 ounces, I don't care where you are in the country, I'll bring it to you. But it's got to be a pretty decent order, because what I'll do is I'll figure out how to deliver to a couple people at the same time. And yes, I am actually getting that many orders now, which is awesome. It's great because, number one, it's what I do for a living. So yeah, I make a little money on I make a little bit on every coin. But on top of that, I know that these people, man, they're going to make good money. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. I thought you meant I delivered it to your house, because I do. You guys know that. I will actually bring it to you. But it's got to be a big order. And if you got a big order from me and I did come to your house, do not say it on here. Don't say I delivered it, because basically what you're saying is figure out who I am because I bought at least 5,000 ounces. We don't want to do that. That's operational security. We call that OPSEC, and it's not good to tell people if you have silver. I mean, obviously these guys, if they've got, if you bought 100 ounces, look, you go try and steal their 100 ounces, but that would be pretty stupid, because the people who buy silver are pretty much always like common sense people, and common sense people usually have a very good way of protecting their assets. If you know the implication, what I'm intimating there. So yeah. And then again, if you're in a city, I lost mine in a boating accident. Are you shitting me? Well, that's terrible, man. But wait, if you know where the boat is, go get it. Go get your silver, brother. Hell, we've pulled up silver from the bottom of the Atlantic, 12,000 feet down. I lost them in the river. Oh, shit. Well, they're probably covered up. That sucks. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, actually, I used to do that for a living. I was in what we called marine archaeology and recovery, which was a fancy term for treasure hunters. And I worked for a very, very rich treasure hunter, Herbert Humphreys. And the name of the company was MAREX, Marine Archaeological Research and Exploration. Yeah. And we did find some cool shit. We found some good stuff. I think he's talking about his home defense things. Yes, absolutely. And it's funny because they didn't censor that. But if you say, "Hey, Martin, you're looking good, buddy," oh yeah, the AI will jump all over you. Nobody's allowed to see that for the good of the community. It's the strangest thing. I don't understand how this AI shit works, or I'm giving them credit by saying it does work, because clearly it doesn't always work. So real quick, let's jump back on debtclock.org. Where are you? Boom. Okay. By the way, if you're a taxpayer, you can decide if you want to pay off your portion of the debt. It's $271,000. So you just cut the government a check for $271 and say, here's mine. Now, if we got every person in the country that's a taxpayer between the ages of 18 and 80 to cut a check for $271,000, life would be good. Or if, and I'm just spitballing here, hey, Capital Currency, you got banned on that comment. I got kicked off of YouTube for selling a poured silver. Oh, you see the word, that last word, a poured silver, and it does one of that. Yeah, okay, nope. That's amazing, though. I mean, if it's poured silver, it's not going to hurt anybody unless you hit them over the head with it. But why would you do that? So, yeah, kicked off of YouTube Live. Wow. Oh, you were on YouTube Live selling stuff. See, I would love to do that, except I will tell you right now, my YouTube Live streaming is, I've got 3 people on here. So unless I'm giving away gold and silver, I'm not going to have much success with that yet. I have to say yet, because I know that my YouTube channel will blow up big time. It's a quarter the size. So obviously they knew it wasn't a real one. It wasn't the real thing, and you couldn't chamber anything in it. So that's just dumb. But you know what? Hey, that you probably used the word, and it's like lock, but with a G on the front. That's all. And when you said lock, they were like, oh, he's one of the bad guys. Yes, you have to word everything differently to fool the AI for now. There will come a day very soon when we will not be able to fool the AI anymore. It will know exactly what we're doing. And unfortunately, according to some experts and some very, very advanced fields, it'll know exactly what we're thinking. Yep. How that works exactly, I don't know. I know that they can get pictures of the things that you are thinking 30 years ago by hooking electrodes up to you and sort of scanning your brain. And they actually came up to tell somebody to picture something, and they would actually see a picture of it, which when you think about that, that's insane. That's 30-year-old technology. Say no to brain chips. Corn chips, on the other hand, are fantastic. By the way, very interesting thing happened to me today. I went to an Italian restaurant to buy dinner for my former wife and my son. And they were both hungry. And apparently they didn't want to spend $100 on themselves for dinner, so they allowed me to. Thank you. And I had a brain fart. I don't know what happened. I just didn't think about it. But Luke Kifi, oh yeah, that'll do it. Meta, we don't want to talk about them. I just learned a lot about them today, and it's not pretty. It's very, very ugly what I learned about them today. But yeah, I just completely forgot that I'm on a keto diet, and they brought bread to dip in olive oil and balsamic, and I was like, ooh, I haven't eaten since yesterday. I didn't have breakfast. I've been fasting all day. All right, I'm gonna have that. And I ate, I don't know, 6 or 7 pieces of bread. I was hungry before my salad with steak came. And I was sitting there in the booth, and my ex looks at me and goes, why are you sweating so much? And I said, I don't know. It's cold in here. I am sweating like crazy. Yeah. Carbohydrates, baby. Carbohydrates. I ate a little bit of carbs, and that was that. I started sweating like crazy. Let's see. By the way, if you look at the people who watch on Meta to see if your content is misinformation or disinformation or malinformation or whatever they call it this day of the week, you'll see that they all have their jobs posted and their resumes and their past employer. And it's amazing when you see that the content censors for that company all seem to have one thing in common. It's a 3-letter agency. Would you like to guess what 3 letters that agency is? And I'm not joking. I just watched a video about this, and I was stunned. Some of them admitted proudly. That is exactly right, Greg. That is who they all seem to have worked for before they went to work for Meta, making sure that the information that you're providing is real information and not misinformation. Oh yeah, picking up what I'm laying down here, folks? That's insane. Because as the son of a CIA agent, I can tell you there's no such thing as former CIA. And we all know that. it's like a standing joke in the community. You're never former, because they can always reach out and say, hey, we need your help with a little thing here, a little thing there. And you always say yes, because they are always willing to help you. Yep. Big tech and three-letter agencies. You betcha. Oh, yeah, you betcha. And the thing is that, is there a law against it? No. Well, it's an interesting thing. There was a thing called TIA, Total Information Awareness, and it was taken to Clinton originally, and he said, "Are you out of your fucking mind? There's absolutely no way. This will never make it through Congress. It'll never make it through the Senate. And if the American people see this, they're going to shit a brick. Forget it." So they put it away. Then they showed it to Bush. And Bush said, no, we can't even do that. We can't even do that, even with a Patriot Act. Like that program is, you've got to cancel it. Oh, because they'd already done it. They'd already started it, of course, without anybody's permission. And so they ended that program. And it's a funny thing, because the day that they ended that mass surveillance program happens to be the day that Facebook came online. The same day. That's a coincidence, I'm sure. And what is Facebook? It's a place you go to download all of your hopes and dreams. You talk about everything that's happened to you today, where you work, what you do, past girlfriends or boyfriends, everything. All of your likes, all of your dislikes. You give them a profile that the NSA could have only dreamed of 25 years ago. They couldn't even dream that they would have this much information on this many people for free. Wow, for free. They didn't even have to pay for it. You just gave it all to them. By the way, my Facebook is terrible. I'm on Facebook, but I wouldn't... silence is power. And my Facebook is kind of odd, because it seems to be all over the map. Tree hugging liberal, arch conservative. What? Yeah, very strange. I'm all over. And I think that it would, if you tried to build a consensus about what I am, Facebook would say I probably have personality disorder. But I don't. I just play a guy that does on Facebook. Yeah, I don't like them much. But Facebook is also the greatest way to advertise your business ever in history. Look, if I said, look, I only want three-legged black men with naturally red hair that are transgender that can use a pogo stick. Has to be a pogo stick, can't be a jump rope. Facebook could say, okay, well, we've got 12,000 of them. What other metrics are you looking for? What? Yeah. Well, we know everything about everyone. Their hobbies, their likes, their dislikes, their finances. So, a buddy of mine said, hey, look, I'll show you exactly how powerful this is. He called a dental office that he'd gone to, and he said, hey, I'm going to send you guys some clients tomorrow. How many clients can you handle in a day? And they said, well, we could probably, if it's just tooth cleaning, do 10. He said, okay, I'm going to send you 10 people tomorrow. Then after I send you those 10 people, I'm going to call you back, and I want you to give me your entire advertising budget for the entire year. And then tell me how many people per month you want. And the lady said, well, I don't know if we can do that. And he said, well, let's do this. I'll send you the 10 people first, and then you tell me. And he put up he located, and I remember some of the metrics, men over 40 who made a specific amount of money. It was like over 60,000. And by the way, recently divorced men. And then I said to him, what are you doing? And he said, well, it's very, very simple. These are men over 40 who are recently divorced. What are they going to want? And I said, well, to look good. He goes, exactly. They're going to start dating. And what's the first thing they're going to do? Because working out and dieting takes months. But getting your teeth cleaned and whitened takes a few hours tops. And I said, wow. So true. And he said, so I'm only advertising to men within 5 miles that fit that category. And there were hundreds of them in like the greater metro Phoenix area. That was it. A new client. That's how he does it. And he gets lots of clients that way. He makes a lot of money. So that's it. Boom. And you know, when I realized, like, I mean, I still don't advertise on Facebook, but you know, what do you do? What is your company email for buying silver? Big and Corn-Fed, of course, at Gmail. I've got some ASG one that's Asset Security Group. Technically, that's the name of my company, Asset Security Group LLC. In case you want to look me up and see if I have any complaints with the Better Business Bureau or anything. I don't. And I just had a client do that, which is odd because he's a local client. That's the funny part. Of course, you know, he was about to hand me an amount of cash that you would not normally hand somebody that you don't know really, really, really well. And I said, you know, if you want, you can go on TikTok and you can see that I've been doing this for years. He goes, oh, that's not necessary. And I said, it's not. And he goes, no, my wife's an attorney. She already looked up your company and all background and everything. I went, oh. He goes, yeah, we checked you out. You're good. And me a small amount of cash, if the IRS is listening, tiny, a couple of 20s really. And that was that. Went and got his silver and his gold and brought it back to him. He's very happy. But my company email is Big and Corn-Fed at Gmail. Or you can just text me directly. That's even easier. Because an email, yeah, I get about 100 of them a day. So you may or may not end up in the whatever file. If it's not, you know, if it's not in my inbox, I'll never see it. So just send me a text tomorrow. And my number's in my bio. I always point up there. I don't know if that's where it is on your phone or not, where you can touch my face, doink, poke me in the face, and it'll go to my channel. By the way, the likes and the subscribes help a lot. It's amazing how much that helps. So just saying, just a suggestion. And if you're on YouTube, you YouTubers, let's see, live streaming. Okay, I have 3 people on there. Like, subscribe, please. Or I don't know, I guess you can't like. No, you can like. You can like. Yeah, you can like videos on YouTube. What am I thinking? Of course, I do it all the time. I watch a lot of YouTube. I have a few channels that I go to that like the Bond King. Oh my God. If you've ever watched him, it's like pulling fucking teeth. He is so technical, but the information is great information. I don't always agree with him, but I always listen to him because if you're not listening to the other side, you're fucking up. You got to listen to all points of view. That's just, I mean, that's the only way that you can make progress. You know, I mean, you might get lucky. You might pick the side that comes out ahead in whatever venture you're in. And if you do, great. YouTube is my car repair manual. Well, hell yeah, man. Absolutely. If you're not using YouTube for that, you're out of your mind. That's why I started HowTube, howtube.com. That's my website. And that's, you know, well, not mine. I'm the co-founder. I own 20-something%, 23, 28, I don't know. A lot of stock in that company. And the reason I started it was because I realized that YouTube is used, and the number one thing typed in at the beginning of any search is how to, and then whatever. Well, if you go to a lot of these mechanics and whatnot, they show you how to do stuff, but then you have to write it down on a piece of paper, and then you have to go to Amazon or AutoZone or whatever in order to actually get the stuff that you need. And I thought, well, why not just have it all in one? And YouTube has already gone too far down the rabbit hole to come back and add shopping to all of their videos. So they just said, you know what, we're just going to stick with media. We're just going to do, YouTube Red, and we're going to do, $5 a month for no commercials and all that stuff. And look, they paid $1.6 billion for the platform, and it made, $1 billion just last year. That's a pretty good investment. They're doing okay. But I thought, there's a space here where if I put up videos and then you can watch the video and actually click on the part that you want, and it goes into your basket while you're watching the video. And then another part comes up, and you're like, no, I've got that. And then another one comes up, and you go, no, I do need one of those. Click. By the end of the video, you just, hit buy now, and boom, it's on its way to your house. Who knew? Amazon, they've got all the pieces and the parts, but they don't really do videos. I mean, there might be a video, some cheap video that shows you like what the thing does, but it's not a how-to video on how to install something in your car. So that's why how-to exists, and it works. I mean, a friend of mine has already made about $300,000 on his channel. Speaking of friend of mine, my buddy Randall Carlson has asked me to come to his house and do a podcast with him. He's got he said his number one guest. He wants me more than anybody else to come out there and do a podcast with him, which should be very interesting. I can't get you on Big and Corn feed. It's Big and Corn fed, 1E. And by the way, just go to my channel, and after you like and follow me, then you just hit the thing that says YouTube, doink, right on my channel. And it will take you there for sure. Yeah, got 3 people on there, so I could use a 4th. That'd be fun. Yeah, so anyway, gold and silver, buy lots of that. That's my suggestion. And then let's see. Okay. Wars abroad, natural disasters at home, and Biden said, what? Subtitle. It's not funny anymore. Okay, let's see. No. On Thursday, Joe Biden mumbled his way through a White House update on Hurricane Milton and the ongoing emergency response and the federal help in Florida. But at one point, through the awkward, meandering presser, the president was asked the following: what did Prime Minister Netanyahu tell you about his plans related to retaliation? Quote, he's coming over to help with the storm, Biden said. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Other than I don't think that Benjamin Netanyahu is coming over here to help with the storm. Unless you guys heard something that I didn't hear. What does this say? Verify natural disaster info. What? Oh, wow. The AI gave me a suggestion when I said that. It said, hey, verify natural disaster info, and there's a little thing to click. I'm not going to, because I've already verified what I need to verify. I've seen it. Have you spoken to former President Trump? Biden said, quote, are you kidding me? Speaks directly to Trump. Get a life, man. Help these people. What? Biden then says he doesn't plan to speak to Trump and that the press should hold him accountable for hurricane misinformation. What? Wow. We should hold him accountable. Well, somebody said on an X account, reminder, Trump is a private citizen who is helping people affected by Hurricane Helene and Milton. No, that's true. He is technically a private citizen still. So, wow. Yeah, we all received the text. Yeah, wow. Man, what the hell? That's crazy. Ooh, what's this? It's going to be interesting. Zelensky cancels fall peace summit after victory plan fails to impress Washington. He was already planning a peace summit. Like, what does that mean? Like, he already thought he was going to win? Trump is a wartime president. Not really sure what that means. Pretty sure he's the only anti-war candidate right now. I mean, obviously, Kamala Harris will say whatever she's told to say. She switches back and forth on pretty much everything that I've seen. I mean, I can't speak for all of her policies. I can only speak for the ones that I've watched videos where she said, I am absolutely against fracking. And then her team comes out and says, that is misinformation put out by Trump. She's never said that she's not for fracking. And then you see the thing again, they play it again. And it's her in a press conference, like 2019, and she's saying, I am absolutely against fracking. Okay. She has nice earrings. No, I'm definitely not a Trumper. I just think that, we've got an egomaniac on the one side, and we've got somebody who is completely vacuous and has absolutely no moral character and is so completely ignorant about what she would need to do that, look, she's just dangerous. You can't possibly hope to have her actually run this country correctly. I mean, look, everybody in California that knows her hates her. And that goes for the governor, who I'm not real fond of anyway, but he is nothing but disdain for her. She said Willie Brown was her mentor and like a father figure to her and helped her get to where she is today. And then he said in his autobiography that the only reason that she got to be Attorney General of the state of California and eventually a senator was because she gave the best you-know-what job he'd ever had. What? Wait, you said he's your mentor, and he said that about you in writing in his autobiography? My God, that's not is it embarrassing, but what a horrific thing to say about her. And these are the people closest to her, the people who have worked with her. Did you know that her team, her vice presidential team in the White House, has a 92% turnover rate? She doesn't fire people. They quit because they hate her. I don't want that person running my country. Obama and Bush started them, and Trump ended them. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty darn close. There's plenty to go around. Yeah, I mean, obviously we were still in Iraq when Biden took over, but boy, did he take care of that. And I have a theory about that. It's just a theory. But it's really odd that we were in Afghanistan for over, 20 years? And then, or almost 20 years. And then all of a sudden, just like that, we got to get out of Iraq. Now. That was in November. Why? Why right now? Why this month? Why did we have to do it so fast? Well, if you think about it, we already knew, because Putin had said that he was going to go in to Ukraine. And a lot of people thought it would be in February. Hey, man, that's a fresh new war. How the hell are you going to justify sending $175 billion to Afghanistan? You're not. Even if it's for gender studies, you're not going to get that much. But what if you got out of Afghanistan real quick, and then got into Ukraine instead? Ooh, fresh meat. That is exactly what I think happened. They found out that they had a very limited timeline before the next war kicked off. And somebody said, 3's a lot. And we don't need to be in Afghanistan. So, you know what? Let's just cut and run. Let's just get the hell out of there. And I don't know if anybody said, look, if we leave that fast, we're going to have to leave all of our people behind, all the people in Afghanistan that have helped us, interpreters, assistants, all that stuff. We're going to have to leave all of our military equipment behind, which will probably end up in the hands of God only knows who around the world. I don't think that's a good idea. And of course, one of the biggest issues they're having now is that the Taliban has taken over and cut off the flow of heroin completely. The amount of heroin coming out of Afghanistan has fallen by 100%. They went in immediately and destroyed all the poppy fields and told everyone there, if you go and try to grow poppies again, we'll cut your head off publicly. So, no heroin. And of course, the people in Europe are very concerned about that, the governments, because they're afraid that if they can't get real heroin, they're going to become like the US and they're going to start going for things like fentanyl. They don't want that. They do not want their people to look like our people. I'm a little pissed off about Afghanistan. And the reason is, as a former Marine, I can tell you I'm not real happy with the way that they did that. How is my blood pressure? Great question. Let's find out, shall we? Hear that? That's my blood pressure cuff. You are always a Marine. Yeah, I know. Tell my 2 ex-wives. They'll agree with you. Right on, Kelvin. I don't think I'm supposed to talk while this thing is doing its thing. Oh, restricted visibility. What just happened here? Live does not comply with feed eligibility standards. Oh, I wasn't supposed to talk about that on here. There's an app on your cell phone for blood pressure. How can your phone know your blood pressure? How's that work? Well, that's a little higher than I wanted it to be. Huh. It's not a medical emergency or anything. Place your finger on the camera. What? Oh, come on, man. How can the camera tell you what your blood pressure? You don't respond to your text. Right or no? I usually do. Send me another text. Did you say something weird, like we're from the IRS and we just wanted to talk? It's those pizzas. No shit. That's exactly it. It cost money. Yeah, but still, you put your finger on the camera. How does the camera feel your blood pressure? That doesn't make sense. By the way, I just got 2 restrictions because of what I was just talking about. And apparently, I'm not supposed to talk about that on here, ever. That's weird. Well, I guess I'm in trouble again. How do I get through a live stream without getting a restriction? That's what I want to know. I got through one yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. AI. Maybe your BP is up because you know about all the equipment left in Afghanistan. Yeah, that's part of it. Oh, when I was talking about what happened and what dropped to 0 and why the French were worried, and then I said the thing by name, and then they hit me with a restriction because I was talking about something that violates the whole thing with the thing. Yeah, I can be a little less specific if I try, but it's the rock star. 3 of them. Yes, I've had 3. The H word. And the other word, the F word. Starts with fen. Oh, look at that. Great job. You've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break. Okay, let's do that. Oh, thank you, God, for me. Okay, that's good. That's a break. That's all I needed right there. I feel energized. My chi is centered. Oh, I don't know. There were restrictions about top. What? Oh, yeah, there's restrictions about everything. Everything. That's exactly it. Energy drinks are killers. That's right. Serenity. uh, what? Rockstar's not. How can you say that? It makes me feel so good. I thought I was having a heart attack. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, if you drink enough of them, but my God, these are the recoveries. These aren't the 300 milligram ones. These only have 160 milligrams. So I should be fine. I'm just kidding. Let's see. 100 and. Wow. The print's so big when I've got these on. I wonder if everything looks bigger. Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's awesome. I'm going to wear these all the time, like when I'm in the shower. Why would a guy who talks about econ and politics and socioeconomic issues do that? I don't know. I can't explain it, but I don't have to tell you why I'm single now. Let's see. That's what she said. I know. All right. That's what I'm going to do. Look, I think we've gotten to that point in our relationship where I think it's time for us to be intimate. Can you please put these on? Or better yet, put on a pair of these and I'll really wow you. I'm going to rock your world, but put these on first. Yeah, there you go. Okay. What's his name? I'm sure you're probably thinking of George Clooney. Brad Pitt? Antonio Banderas? The eyes don't lie. No. Thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Nicolas Cage. What a cool dude. He's a nice guy. Yeah, he went to Beverly and he was a cool kid. Even when he was young, his last name's actually Coppola. He changed it to Cage because he didn't want to be, Francis Ford Coppola's nephew. He just thought that was kind of weird. So he changed it to Cage. But I remember he drove a little white MGB in high school. And I saw him once. He went into a flower shop and he got flowers for some girl he was chasing. And that was really cute. And the bouquet of flowers was almost as big as his car. Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about Gary, what's his face? Not Gary Sinise. No, Gary, what the fuck? The crazy guy who got his head smashed in a motorcycle accident. Now he's a lunatic. I love that guy. I mean, I loved him, but he's like, it's pretty sad now. Gary Busey. I think that's who he's talking about. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Yep. Gary Busey, Gary Busy. He was busy smashing his head on the concrete. He wasn't wearing a helmet. And he was riding a Harley, which is always stupid. And, back tire went out from under him. And then he high-sided, got thrown in the air, came down, hit his head really hard on a curb. I believe it was on PCH. And, man, he was in a coma for a while. He's never been the same since. He really hasn't. Um, and then there's what's his name? He was in 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy. Oh God, what's his name? He's a good-looking bastard. Uh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Like with the cheesiest movie ever made. What was it? That cheesy movie? Point Break. God, Nick Nolte. Yeah, that's he did a movie called Warriors, which nobody really saw. It wasn't a super popular movie, but damn, it was excellent, excellent movie, really good. And I swear to God, he just killed it. He just absolutely. I mean, he really showed like he is a great actor. He played an alcoholic, a recovering alcoholic, and God, he just nailed it. And maybe it's because he's a recovering alcoholic. I don't know, but he really nailed that part amazingly well. So, and by the way, the kind of recovering alcoholic who, there's a lot of guys that are like this. They get, yeah, Warriors, great movie. They get sober, and then they have this. They get, hope, and my son actually thinks I am the Hulk. Like legitimately, absolutely believes that I'm the Hulk. He like in traffic, he's like, Dad, don't worry, we're gonna get there on time. Just don't Hulk out. He actually is worried that someday he's gonna see me Hulk out because he doesn't want that. But yeah, a lot of guys get sober and they're like, okay, now I'm gonna put my life back together. I'm gonna get my family back. And no, that's not how it works. If you get your family back, that's great. If you can put the pieces back together and your kids forgive you for whatever you've said or done, great. But do not get sober specifically for that reason. And I know anybody who gets sober, if that's their reason, that's their reason. And I can give them advice all day long and they'll be like, no, it's different with me. That's like a battle cry of alcoholics. No, I'm different. All right, man, go for it. Good luck. Good luck with that. Only in Hollywood. Yeah. Yeah, in real life, and that was the thing about Warriors is, he had gotten sober and he tried to, become a good person, and his kids didn't give a shit. They didn't want anything to do with him. Howdy, partner. That was fun. Lit up hat and mustache. Ah, that was a gift. Oh, well, thank you. Well, that's cool. I know I get gifts. I don't know what they are. I don't know what they mean, but I appreciate them. Cool. All right. Well, what time we got here? What is it? What? All right. Yeah, got a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to call it a night. And but for now, let's sum up. What have we learned? What's our takeaway from this? Buy silver, buy gold, mostly silver, but some gold. If you're putting in over $1 million, I will definitely deliver it to you. And yes, you should buy some gold as well as silver, just because it's more portable. That's the only reason. It's not going to go up as much now. But yeah, exactly. Recap. But yeah, silver is absolutely 100% the safest, best place to put money for the next couple of years. No question in my mind. I have looked at everything. I know how to swing trade. I used to have a real estate license. I was a licensed stockbroker, had a Series 7 through the SEC, had a Series 63. I was a licensed member of the National Association of Securities Dealers, which is where they get the term NASDAQ. It's not National Association of Securities Dealers Electronic Quotation Device. That's NASDAQ. So I've been there, I've done that, been all around. I understand all the different markets, understand the bond market, understand Forex. Don't. If you're in Forex and you made money, that's just like going to Vegas and hitting blackjack 10 times in a row. Ain't going to happen unless you are just the luckiest son of a bitch ever. So don't count on it. And Forex is a really dangerous place for guys who are just crazy. That's the bottom line. I mean, I did a lot. Now, commodities, if you said, hey, look, I want to get into commodities, okay, absolutely, 100%. Or as the kids say, hundo P, man. Hundo P, get into commodities, because commodities is actually a thing that you do where there is some risk, but there's huge reward. It also is something that serves both sides of the equation. The end user, say General Mills, who turns garbage into cereal. The farmer, you're the middleman. You help them get a certain price. You help them get a certain price. You're the middleman. And because of that, everybody gets to win. That is a cool thing about commodities. With silver, well, you win and your loved ones win. And that's a pretty good start. So start there. Anyway, all right. You guys have a great night. Like, follow, subscribe, go to YouTube, jump on my channel there, subscribe to that. I'm going to be doing some really, really cool stuff on my YouTube channel because I want everybody here to go over there. I want 118,000 subs on YouTube ASAP. And I'd like to get them before I do the really big, crazy thing with Randall Carlson. And it's going to be big and it's going to be crazy. And it's like, it'll, I'm getting the scoop that Joe Rogan couldn't get. Let me put it to you that way. He and I, like Randall and I have been friends for a long time, and we're going to talk about stuff that he hasn't told anyone. That's good stuff. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night. I did not get kicked off, so I will do a live stream tomorrow again. Minimum buy is 100 ounces. All right. Well, you guys get a little bit more of me. Capital Currency. Strange to see your room this way. Oh, yeah, by the way, you get to see something nobody else gets to see there because you're still on. What the hell is it? Oh, it's this way. My new backdrop. Oh, yeah. It's going to hang right here above my head, somewhere over here. Let's see. Yeah, like that. Like, it is the craziest thing. It was given to me by a client, and I love it. It is this big screaming eagle. I should probably have Trump written in the feathers, but I'm not going to do that. I don't want people to think I'm a Trumper because, it's not about Trump. It's just about trying to survive in the crazy economy we're in. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow night.